peptides, biohacking. We talked about Ozempic yesterday. 35% of the people we speak to are on it or have done it. I will never get out of shape. I just know that. For the rest of my life, I'm always going to be in shape unless something weird happens, because that's the identity. Retention and Sherm. I'm like, oh, that's not really real, that thing. A lot of people talk about, Sherm is kind of like the silent killer in your business. Yeah, we felt that this year. It's a good question because I feel...
Boom, we're here. Simon, what's going on, bro? I'm super pumped to get into things.
Good to see you, brother.
Where do we start, man? I mean, Bali. What an absolutely beautiful place. I just came here on the scooter, a couple minutes late, sweating my ass off with the helmet, driving through the craziest traffic, but what an awesome place.
Yeah, dude, you can't be in a bad mood in Bali, as to say.
No.
Bad day in Bali is still a better day than most places.
Yeah, dude.
Right.
So you've been here for, you said 4 years?
4 years. Coming up to 4 years now in Feb, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you plan on doubling down and kind of putting camp here?
Yeah, like I definitely will. I will have a place here in the future for like kids and family and stuff, like just as a place to go to. It's just have a special place in my heart now because you can get everything here, dude. Like you can have the hustle and bustle, you can have Uluwatu, the beaches, you can have the Namaste, to have the mountains, the locals. It's a place to like, you want to have that forever. Mm-hmm. But I don't think it's going to be my next move and like really scale up and grow up in life now. I think probably US will probably be the next step.
Yeah. Do you have any idea as to when that would happen?
I keep saying it, dude.
Yeah.
I was supposed to move to the US and then I ended here and then went there and then came back. So it's like, I think it's more a what can you say, business and a work thing.
Yeah.
So what I do on a day-to-day basis, where would I rather be right now in the doing thing? And I think Bali is perfect spot for it now. So I think it's maybe a year's time or so. Mm-hmm. I would like to
Do you have an idea as to when you would, or where you would actually be if you were to
in the US
huddle down in the States?
I like California.
Yeah.
LA. I haven't been San Diego. LA, I've been Vegas, Miami, New York is the main places. But you're in Austin. You love it there.
Oh my gosh, man. Well, I've only been there 4 months, but it's been fantastic. I mean, I got really lucky because I bolted on to, like I mentioned, I lived with a bunch of entrepreneurs and they already had a really great community that I was able to tap into. And so if I didn't have that, I'd probably still be kind of like finding my ground.
Yeah.
But it's not hard, man. I would say if there was... It's hard. I don't have California all the way down pat. Like I've been to San Diego, LA, here and there, but I really enjoyed San Diego. But I think Austin, and I might just have bias in saying this, but I think Austin's like probably the closest thing to like the Bali vibe.
Yeah.
Right. It's not really comparable, but connections, spirituality mixed with fitness and wellness.
Yeah.
Like Austin's a great hub for that.
Yeah.
I was about to move to Miami. But I ended up pivoting at the last moment and God was just like, nope, Austin, man. So I've enjoyed.
What do you do in those moments actually? Because it's like, it's a gut feeling, it's an intuition. It's what made you change?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think this year I quit my job as a sales rep and went all in on management as a service, right? So sales agency, kind of one-man sales agency, building out some teams here and there. And when I did that, my career kind of became a little bit less straightforward. And I'm not gonna say less secure, but there was more ambiguity, right? And with that, I also didn't really feel like my personal development was increasing at the level that I wanted it to in Charlotte, where I was based.
Yeah.
And there's a few different reasons for that, but mostly I just wanted to find a new camp.
Yeah.
And so Miami, because I'm on the East Coast, was like the most common place that people go, or New York, and I'm not really a New York type of guy. I don't like the cold. Like I couldn't do it. I mean, straight for like a week.
Dude, you can't. Like as soon as you had the sun, you just like, no.
Yeah. And so Miami was like the place that made the most sense. And I had already connected and networked in Miami a ton. And so it just made the most logical sense. So going into April and May, or even before that, like January, February, March, April, I was going to Miami trying to figure out a spot, where do I get the apartment? At what point do I pull the trigger on the lease and things like that? And my friend and I were going to get an apartment at one of like the biggest buildings and stuff. And it was a pretty hefty investment, man. I mean, for what you get, right? But I ended up I kept putting deposits like of time into Miami. And I was like, okay. So I thought that was going to be the thing. But what I was really looking for wasn't just Miami specifically, but it was a new place, bigger fish, bigger pond. And I had went to Austin once or twice, and I connected with some really awesome entrepreneurs. My friend Dylan, my friend Valentina, my friend Imad, and a couple of these, local people that were really like getting into the Austin groove, and they had already made a name for themselves there, and they had kind of put their feet on the ground. And they were always like, fuck Miami, no, you think it's that, but this is way better. And so had a couple people vote in that direction. And then one of my friends was like, hey, this place, this spot in this house opened up, and I really think you'd be a great fit. So I was a day away from signing a lease in Miami, in Brickell, and get on the phone with one of the roommates, and he's like, yeah, we're looking for a person. Like, here's the vibe. Here are the non-negotiables, culture fit, this and that. And I was like, well, if I'm gonna consider this, it has to be like tomorrow, or else I've already made a decision. And so instead of going to sign the lease and then go back to North Carolina and just call it the plan in stone, I took a one-way to Austin and stayed with the guys for about 4 or 5 days. Went around
Just
the
to
town.
see,
See if it was a good fit for them in the house. And they were doing all this cool stuff. They had a big ass Bible study of like 100 people on every Monday. Really well connected in the scene, and by the time I was there, I was like, "Holy shit!
This is it.
This is nothing nothing I've ever felt."
Yeah.
And I'm sure that when you came here, it was probably similar.
Yeah.
Right. It was like, "Wow, this is a breath of fresh air." Running, wellness, all the things
to it right away. Yeah.
So I got lucky in the sense that I had built some connections that allowed me to step on solid ground there. But I was like, yeah, this is fucking perfect. And the house was huge compared to what I would have gotten, like a little sliver of an apartment.
Yeah.
Long story short, I made the move, and really what I was looking for was just a new geography to take over, right? So I achieved that. I ended up putting a deposit in and kind of just like locking that in. Then I went to Europe for a bit, came back, and been building it ever since, man. It's been a ton of fun. I told myself in Q4 that I was going to stay put and just like lock it, do the thing.
Dude, I've never seen a fucking guy in more locations, I think it's cool. Like, and I think it's what you say there. I remember I was reading a book one time. It's called The Surrender Experiment.
The Surrender Experiment.
Michael, what's his name? Is it Michael Saylor? Anyway, long story short, there's this hippie guy that ends up just wanted to meditate, be by himself, to go on basically building one of the biggest tech companies. And the whole book and the whole premises behind that, it's like you kind of like you surrender to life experiences. So you are exactly what you mentioned, like you're about to sign a lease, and then something is coming up, and you're going with that intuition, that feeling, and you actually are, pulled in a different direction in your life.
Yeah, well, I think it's so funny because I remember one of my mentors, Dickie, who I used to work for, he would I would tell him like, hey, I'm gonna do my 3-year plan or whatever, or my 5-year plan. I'm like, I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna plan out my life and figure out what's important and just lay it all out on paper. And he'd always laugh and he'd be like, yeah, dude, well, did you think that you'd be exactly here a year ago? I'm like, no, I had no idea. And he's like, okay, so how much planning actually needs to be done when sometimes that's just actually a form of procrastination.
Exactly. It's comfort. It's like, it feels good.
Yeah. So I would say some people do believe in the whole like 3-5 year vision thing, and that's great. But for certainty and specifics, you can't really know. You got to kind of go with the wind, right? And I think one of the decision-making frameworks that I use now came from my other mentor that I worked for, Cole. And he said, as long as you're never going to get it 100% right, it's not like Miami, Scottsdale, Austin, whatever. You're not going to pick the 100% right option. But as long as it's directionally correct, then take those bets. You'll never know 100%. But if it's like 8 or 9 out of 10 vibe, do it, right? And I think Jeff Bezos has one where it's like, make decisions to minimize regret.
Yeah.
And it's like, if I want to go to Miami, I can do that. But that window of time that I had to move into that house with those guys, and that agreement was a small window.
Exactly, yeah.
So the apartments are still there.
Yeah.
So super glad I took advantage. But Bali has been nothing short of amazing, man. I mean, I really can't get over it. Like, I've been going to Nirvana. I got the shirt.
Oh my god, yeah, I was just gonna say, I went into Body Factory today. I was like, he's definitely Nirvana again.
Dude, what's funny is look at this. So this shirt has that Nirvana symbol, right?
Yeah. Oh my god.
Bro, I got the same tattoo.
What is that symbol? Because I think it's one of the energy symbols. I got that one, like when I came to Bali first time. That's a Taurus. And I think one of those is one of the symbols.
So you could call it a Celtic knot. It is a Nirvana symbol, Holy Trinity. There's a bunch of different, this symbol's pretty common, but it just has to do with like the connectedness of it all. Because there's not an actual starting point and a stopping point. Because there's just like connectedness, right? But Nirvana, the place, nothing short of
What's your favorite thing about being there? Tell me.
the food, man. No, I'm just kidding. No,
Yeah, it's coming in hot. You know, it's quick.
yeah, yeah. No, there's a lot of snacks, you know.
There's a lot of good stuff, and I think, you know, to be honest, dude, it's like I feel it in because I've been here for 4 years now. So you see the seasons. You know, as I mentioned to you, Body Factory used to be the place where everybody went, but Bali is like hands down. Obviously, it's a beautiful place, but it's the people.
Oh man, well,
Like it's insane.
yeah, I bumped into Hamza, like I mentioned,
Yeah.
and he was just sitting there and like journaling or whatever. And I looked to him and I was like, no way. And I kept walking and I didn't want to just like go up and like be a fanboy or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I just want to leave him be. Then I walked him up and I played it cool. I was like, hey man, what's your name? And he's like Hamza. And I'm like, no shit. You're the School Games YouTuber, etc.
Yeah.
So we had a really good 20-minute conversation, super open to connecting. Met a couple other influencers that
Where is he from? The US or?
UK.
UK,
Like
yeah.
London, I want to say,
Okay.
but I'm not 100%
Yeah.
sure. But yeah, from the UK, big, you know, YouTuber.
Yeah.
Met a couple other influencers, a guy who had a software agency with like 100 employees.
Yeah.
And we're just in the sauna, you know, just
Yeah, that's pretty
talking
mission,
shit.
dude.
You
It's
know?
like because it's like it's a destination. It's like when you think about anywhere in the world, where do people go? At least just for a moment, they go to Dubai, they go to Bali, maybe Tulum, I don't know, and then you probably hop in a couple of the US cities. Like that's where you would meet people.
Yeah, it's so funny. Whenever you probably went through this too, because you kind of bounced around the world and found your groove here. I think there's a concept that George Mack talks about where he breaks down agency, and the definition of agency is like you make life happen instead of life happening to you. And a really quality sign of someone who has high agency is if they feel like where they're born, they don't belong.
Yeah.
Right. And you can go and live in another country. Right. It's like, I'm going to go make life happen. You know,
Yeah,
it's like the whole like go west young man type thing. And,
Yeah.
and for me, that's always at a few stages in my career, in my adult life, I felt that way. I'm like, I'm not supposed to be here.
Yeah.
You know, especially, I mean, early on in my hometown, like it's 40,000 people, nobody's doing anything. Like I always wanted to make it out. And then I went to college and did that. And then there has been a couple seasons where I felt like moving. So got my footing in Austin now. Really enjoyed being here. I
I'll
think,
just come and check it out, man.
dude, I'll probably come here every December. Who knows? But
Well, now you did the flight thing, you know, and you're here for 6 days. I'm like, fucking hell.
yeah, I underestimated the.
When you've done that now, you know, then you're like, okay, yeah, I can do that again now.
Well, this is like the furthest place from the middle of America. I'm pretty sure.
much, yeah.
It's like complete opposite.
It's a lot of water, man. Like you're literally just flying 15 hours across here, then, yeah.
It really puts it into perspective how big the world is. It's like a big, small world.
And small at the same time, right? 24 hours, you're on the other side of the world. That for me is still fascinating.
Yeah, well, it's crazy. We met, you know, back in Miami at the 10X event, and damn, it's already been 2 years. Like,
Yeah, and it's just like, yeah, we were sitting up front. I remember that, and like bouncing. I think I met your, what's his name again?
Jacob.
First, yeah, and then you were with him, and then we were talking, and then, dude, I still remember. Do you remember Jared when he was on stage? He was like, "Who here has done?" I think it was like, was it social media or online thing for more than a year? And like, I was just like, you know, noting that, and he was like, I was like putting my hand up.
Yeah.
I was like, "You step up," you know, and then he was like, "Pitch your product." And remember, you were sitting next to me, and you actually filmed it.
Yep, 100%.
Dude, I'm like, how the fuck did you do that? That was like perfect.
Yep, absolutely.
Still have that video, and I'm like, this is gold.
Yeah, man, it's been a long time. So,
Yeah.
time has really flown though. So I'd love to dive into your business. We could talk origin story and things like that. But what I've really found interesting about your business is that you help founders and entrepreneurs primarily, right? Do you work with anybody else really?
No, it's mainly.
Execs?
Yeah, it's exactly, you know, like call it spade a spade, you know, like working men plus 40, you know, like business owners, executives, entrepreneurs and stuff. So it's more the you know, it's not us really, you know, it's more the older generation, you know, so the weight loss, the haven't really been in the gym before, need to lose weight, energy, 2 kids, like that whole demographic. So yeah, there's still corporate guys in there for sure.
Yeah. So with the older crowd, like what is it that you've seen recently or just as the whole time you've been building this business? Like what are the common things that they come to you and they're sharing? Like what is it that you're really solving for them outside of just lose weight, gain energy, right? Like what are the problems that they bring to the table?
Well, I think the biggest entry point and why that specific avatar and that specific niche is interesting is because every single person, 80-90% of them all say, I got the house, I got the business, I got the kids and the family, and I just look at myself in the mirror and I fucking hate myself. Like that's the entry point, and our average guy is 41 years old. So I think there's something interesting happening for men that age where, you're young right now, you're hustling and bossing, I'm 32. Like luckily I took care of my health early on, but I think a lot of guys 30, mid 30s and stuff, we still don't think too much about health. Hopefully we do more now, but especially not the older generation. So
Yeah, I think luckily though, you shared with me yesterday, it seems like the people that you've been speaking on stages and they've been in the crowd, like they're kind of waking up to it though a little bit, where they're starting to realize like, hey, it's not just about the financial part, it's about the health part too. Do you feel like there's the culture shifting a little bit to where it's becoming more of a priority?
Social media, like just see some of the Andrew Huberman, like a lot of the guys are normalizing health, making health cool. And I think the older generation and even just us, peptides, biohacking, all these things, like we get more and more into that stuff. So that obviously rubs off on the general population as well. Easier access. We talked about Ozempic yesterday. What did I say? Like 35% of the people we speak to are on it or have done it.
That's nuts, dude.
Right?
So with the making of health cool, making health cool, right? Like,
it's a good slogan for the podcast, yeah?
Yeah, it is, man.
Cool.
I think what I'm starting to see is like less and less people my age are drinking. Like there's a sober movement in a way.
Yeah.
And I would say that probably my thought process is that the generation that I grew up with and my generation maybe grew up with alcoholic parents and they kind of seen what it did. And for me, I've seen that with my dad, quite a bit. Like he's still intact and he's a good guy, but alcohol kind of just is a part of his every single day.
Yeah.
And that pushed me away from
Opposite,
it.
yeah.
Right. And it gave me a pretty good anti-example. And I think a lot of that might be a contributor. I'm not sure how much, but yeah, like you said, the humans are the cool kids nowadays, right? So when these people come to you, they're looking in the mirror and they're not really happy with what they see, right? I'm sure that goes deeper into the
For sure,
beliefs and things like that. What is it that you do to kind of kickstart things and help them with goal setting so that they actually stick to the protocol? Because I'm sure that making these transformations, you've got a pretty good methodology dialed in. What is it that you go through with them that holds them accountable with the vision side to keep going to the end mark?
Yeah, I think, for especially when we're talking to business guys and stuff, they understand, and that's why we work with them, because they understand the mindset it takes, to go through struggles and it doesn't feel good, but I'm doing it anyway. So we like that because they already have that. So a conversation I have with them first, and even the coaches when they're speaking to them, it's really just what are we stopping doing right now? Like what do we not want anymore? What's the pain? Like that from a sales conversation. What's the pain and what's the pleasure?
Yep.
So a lot of that really just comes down to the foundation of having a reset, recenter. Like what am I actually like cutting off right now? What do I stop doing in my life? And then, it's really just painting a vision of like, where am I actually taking this? Like, so I have the starting point and have the end point, but then is the day-to-day steps and what are we actually going to put in place, right?
Yeah, like people.
And that's the boring middle.
Oh my gosh, well,
right?
Lord knows, man, that's where businesses go to die.
Yeah, exactly.
And, one thing I like about ultra running is that it's the same thing for a long period of time. And so that's my playground for making sure that I can stay in that boring, mundane middle. Yeah. Right? It's like, if you're in the 25% mark of a race and it's 100 miles, it's like, guess what? You're going to be shuffling along for another 75 miles doing the same steps, same loops, same path, right? But people like painkillers more than they like multivitamins. And I think about
that's
it like,
a good metaphor.
Yeah, it's a copywriting principle. And the pain is actually more motivating, right? Like if you had a pot of gold at the end of the path, that's motivating, right? But if you have a dragon behind you, right? Like
you're gonna fucking run.
Yeah, I think they did a study where like a rat would smell the cheese or whatever, and he'd run, but they put a cat behind him. Yeah, he's gone. And so if you have the cat behind you and the cheese in front of you, that's where the best place is to be. Yeah. So whenever you're coming in and you're seeing these people make these types of transformations. How, is there I'm sure there's a spectrum of people that come in, and some people don't need to be held accountable. They know, and they're self-starters and they'll do the thing.
Yeah.
Some people really need to be nudged along.
For sure, yeah.
Right? Like, would you say that it's pretty common for people to really need to be handheld on something like this?
No, I just think it's not like, especially in our industry, it's actually not because they, what can you say, that they're requesting a lot. It's not because they're babies and they're like, you know, help me here, help me there. They actually just like disappear. That's what they do. So it's like they have a hard time, they have a trip, they have something to go through. Most of those men, they actually just disappear. That's the hardest thing. So it's like they come in, you know, like our process is very dialed in terms of the onboarding, in terms of the first week, the first 72 hours, activation points, how they're having quick wins, how do they use the technology, how do we make it as simple as possible for them to just be like, I did this, I did that, success, I lost weight, I feel better, my sleep is good. Like, it sounds like a lot of things, but if you can dial that into like the first 1 or 2 weeks and people can see the weight move, like, dude, they're already locked in there. Then the next thing is really just how do you, like, it's in Atomic Habits as well. Like, it's really not about how many successes you can have, but it's how quickly can you get back on track again when you then fall off. And that's the biggest one for our guys. 50% of them, no, 80% of them travel 50% of the time.
Yeah.
Right? And you know how it is when you travel, routines in and out and stuff, you know. So that's the thing.
So what does it look like from a quick wins perspective? Like you said, like clicking the buttons, yes, I did this, that. Do you do like daily photos? Like, what's the daily thing that they do? Log their weight, log their calories?
Yeah, so we have like technology today that basically, you know, absorb all the data, like their sleep, their steps, their weight and stuff. So they basically just take a leak in the morning, step on that scale, and then that syncs all the data into it. So it's all automatic. They don't have to do anything. But then, you know, the activation points in the beginning is, this is what you're going to eat. Click when you ate it, and then do that one workout. That's it. So it's like, you know, the usage, the dopamine hit that they're getting from these simple activities. Yeah, that's really the first 72 hours. It's really just take everything out of it, only focus on these two things, and then that's it.
Yeah, well, for me personally, like, I probably put on like 15 pounds right here.
What happened to you? Too much traveling.
Yeah, well, traveling and I think stress eating and convenience eating for the most part, because like I'm back to back on calls all day.
Yeah.
Moving around a lot, you know, it's just easy DoorDash, you know, like for you personally, were you always dialed in with the diet stuff? Like, how long have you had these habits in your lifestyle and your routine, and did you ever fall off of them?
Yeah, I definitely fall off, but it's like I have the baseline in place. I will never get out of shape. Like, I just know that for the rest of my life, I'm always going to be in shape unless something weird happens, because that's the identity. Right. So I learned about nutrition probably when I just ate my mom's food. You know what I mean? She always cooked good food all the way through to around probably 16 or 17. Started in the gym at 15. And then that's when I really like, okay, mom's food, okay, more of the meat here and the potato, you know what I mean? Then that's when I started learning the stuff. But I've always ate good food. You know, I've never been a pig. I've never been like, but I love food, right? But yeah, dude, it's a hard one. I'm the same. I'm comfort eating, stress eating as well. I can eat. So it's just, what can you say? You gotta like what when I competed as a bodybuilder, 19, 20, 21, like that was probably the biggest, what can you say, transformation mentally and physically that helped me throughout my whole entrepreneurial career. Because
Can you expand on that?
Yeah, so it's like you done an ultra marathon. Like you have a goal. It's hard. It requires a lot of time, effort, time under the bar to get there. Now, the thing about bodybuilding and competing, it's like you're like physically, you look completely different 4 months from now, 3 months from now, going through a transformation like that. And it's down to the details at 9 o'clock at night when you have your last meal and you're supposed to have 10 almonds on your yogurt and you're like, should I take the number? Like, I'm so fucking hungry. Should I take one more almond? It's down to the detail. Dude, it's fucking crazy. But it's in that moment where you're like, no. No, and you just fine tune that discipline where you like over an extended period of time, you're like, I can fucking do anything with my own hands.
Well, it's interesting, man. I've been thinking a lot about discipline and how like I have momentum in several areas of my life, like big momentum, growth, business, etc., income. But in some areas, I think I was maybe spinning too many plates or trying to scale too many things at once. Like you can't have 5 priorities,
Exactly.
or else you have 0, right? And so I think for me, growing the business was number 1, and then I tried to put my faith back to number 1, and then business number 2, and then somewhere along the way, the diet was just like number 7, you know. And when I was running from 2022 to last year when I did the Moab 240, I was running so many miles a week that I never had to worry about it. Like I had a personal trainer. This was one of those moments where I look back and I'm like, yeah, I took that too far.
Yeah.
I had a personal trainer tell me, he's like, how many miles do you run a week? And I was like, I don't know, 50 or 60.
It's a lot.
He's like, dude, you can eat anything you want.
Yeah.
You can eat anything you want.
Yeah, you took that.
And I was running that much, and so I was burning so many calories it really didn't matter. Like I didn't see it. But then I slowed the mileage down a little bit and I completed my goal. And then I didn't, well, this year I didn't really do any huge races or anything. I've got some coming up for next year, so I got to really dial it in around the corner here.
Yeah.
But I did the same amount of eating and kept that habit.
Yeah.
But didn't burn thousands and thousands of calories while doing it. So now I can see that weight start to pile up a little bit.
So how do you, because it's an interesting one. So how do you feel now? Like if we're just talking purely
Energetically?
health wise,
No
like,
good, man. No good.
fine.
No good.
No good. No.
No. I mean, I would say that, what would I say?
Because it must show up, you know what I mean? With
Yeah.
like, okay, this is too much now.
Yeah, I'm starting to notice it now. I think the compounding has kind of hit me in the face a little bit where I'm like, I'm leaning down. I'm like, oh, there's a belly here. You know what I'm saying? And being on the move so much, I got the first taste of leverage this year where for the last 2 years, I was just on 7, 8 sales calls a day. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
Like imagine that every day for 2 years.
Yeah.
That was my life. And I did it really well and it sharpened my sword in so many ways. And I was training for an ultra marathon on top of it. And so I had, like last year, I had 3 commitments. It was take care of my mom, run the Moab 240, and make 20 grand in a month. First time. I did all those things around last year around this time. And then the income goes like this. Taking care of my mom is stable. Moab 240 is finished, but then I haven't yet put my 3 commitments back into place. And so I think now that I'm doing some reflection while I'm here and trying to really understand where did I fall short this year, I did a lot of great things. I found my new city, big one. I quit my job and went all in on my thing, big one. Started a podcast, 20 episodes in. Personal brands now kicking up, you know. I'll be at 5K followers and then 10, and then that'll start climbing. And I've got my 0 to 1. I did that. But belly, we forgot about this guy. And I think, like you said, like energetically, definitely like 6 out of 10 max.
Yeah.
You know, so it's an area that I really want to focus on.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm fascinated with it because it's like, it's so opposite. It's like I'm using, if anything is like stressful or anything is not going my way, I use health as the go-to place, right? Like mentally and physically. I want to fucking go for a walk. Like, you know, that go for a run and stuff. But even more so, like the food is actually one of
Food's
the
killer for
greatest.
me,
Yeah.
man. Well, I
You
think
can control it. And that's the thing. If you can control it, it gives you so much power mentally.
Yep. And I had that discipline in sales and business and with the running thing. I had that. I think once I completed that Moab 240 goal, I didn't really stabilize myself with another North Star. And it just all became business. And I'll make more money than I've ever made this year. And that's awesome. But I didn't have that North Star on the health front. And I think the diet part is for sure the thing.
Yeah.
And I think looking back, I've never really, this sounds so hilarious. I've never really, I took the Hormozy approach where it's like, just pay someone to cook for you or just pay for the food.
Chipotle,
Do that. Cause like cooking's like low ROI time thing. I took that a little bit too seriously too, where I'm like, I don't give a shit. Like I never did the cooking thing or like preparing my own food. So I want to,
America's hot, dude.
I want to reincorporate that. But yeah, the diet thing. And also one thing I've noticed this year, and maybe it's just because there's more space for it to kind of be left attended to. I just eat, man. I eat whatever I want. It's hard for me to say no to my cravings in that way.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting. Like discipline is with the running thing. I can't really say it's discipline because I loved doing it. discipline isn't about doing the hard thing that you love.
Yeah.
Like business, I can go for as long as I want with the
Yeah.
business thing. But discipline is like doing the things that you don't want to do.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. And so I'm going to try to get into the fasting, get into the
Yeah.
diet stuff, and really try to fall in love with it. Because at the end of the day, self-love is saying no to those cravings and those voices.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's just more you sacrifice, the immediate reward for what you want in
Yeah.
the future. And it's like, there's a good saying, you can't 10x one part of your life without 10xing other aspects as well. So it's like, you're doing this right now with business and you're having all these things going, and then you feel like your health is there, but it's like your business will only do this, and the other things from the health.
Yep.
So
And I
it's
think
associating that back in again.
Yeah. The association too is just like linking them together.
Link them together, yeah. And then it becomes like, more of this means more of that.
Yeah. I think it's interesting. Like if I go all in on it and I really wanted to like
Get ripped, man. We're gonna fucking get you. We're getting 6-pack abs. I'm
Dude,
telling you.
Well, here's the thing. What if I just signed up for a bodybuilding show, like X amount of months out? That's the type of where my mind goes to the
Yeah.
extreme. Like I'm a 0 to 100 type of guy, you know. And
Just
so,
do it. Like for that, I would 100% only do bodybuilding shows for that reason, to test yourself.
how far? Let's say like I'm 5'10", like I think I weighed up over 200 pounds for the first time in my life, which was like what the fuck, like it's getting out of hand. And like if you look at me like generally, like I'm not in the worst place, but I just got this guy going. How far out would it make sense to sign up for a bodybuilding show if I've never I know my way around the weight room. Running was always my big thing. I could lock onto that. But as far as like strength training, now that I've been in Austin, actually, I've done more strength training than I've ever done, which is a good signal because everybody there looks like a fucking Greek god. Like I go to the run clubs and these guys are fucking jacked. Like I'm just like, oh shit, like big fish, big pond type thing. And so I'm starting to, and I come here, nobody's fat.
We talked about it yesterday.
I'm like, oh shit. I texted you. I'm like, dude, I got to get on the power program.
You were like on the scooter. You're like, oh my god, what am I doing?
I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, I know.
So let me ask you this. Hypothetically, if I signed up for a bodybuilding show
Yeah.
today, what duration of time would you suggest for someone who's a complete beginner that does have other priorities? I wouldn't want it to become my entire life.
Yeah.
But it would be so fun to just like see what that's about.
Yeah. Well, dude, it's like, you can do, if you're just taking pure numbers, you do roughly like, let's call it a pound and a half per week to drop. That's fairly, that's losing body fat, fairly consistent. So I'm not really the best with pounds, but like if you're 200 now, and how tall are you?
You could do it in kilos.
Yeah, so what are you weighing?
I'm 5'10", and I'm 205, which would be
you're 95 kilo.
Yeah, right
95
under
kilo,
100,
like you're
yeah.
178 or 80 centimeters. Yeah, so you need to lose. Well, yeah, here's the thing. So I was like 104 kilos, like 10 kilos more than you are right now, but lean. Like I was a unit. But for me to get from there to competition ready, that was about 20 kilos. But you can't compare you and I because I was big.
Yeah.
And then it's just my machine is running right now. But, time wise, you're looking at, a kilo, 500 grams to 700 grams per week of body fat. But then it's really just, what do you want? Do you want to be a good bodybuilder, like a really proud of your aesthetics and your physique? Well, take at least the next year out of the calendar, at least. If you just want to do it as a challenge, like you could strip away 20 kilos, in the next 6 months.
So that's a lot of weight. So do you have what would be the ideal weight that I would need to be as being 5'10", which is 60, 70 inches?
It's, you would probably be around 80, 80 kilo. Depends on the muscle mass you have. You could probably look good around that 80 mark, 78.
2.2 pounds. That's 160.
To call it 15 kilos.
76. Okay.
Yeah, 15 kilos,
So lose
30 weeks.
Okay, lose 15 kilos, which is like 30 pounds. Okay.
Yeah.
And how many weeks?
If you say the conservative, it would be like 500 grams per week. So it's like 15 kilos is 30 weeks.
30 weeks.
So call it 6 months.
6 months.
You just have a 6 month shape. You can get in decent shape.
My birthday's at the end of June.
Yeah. Like we're experimenting a lot with our guys. The only thing for us is logistics with our clients because they're in multiple locations. But
What do you do to solve that? Because I fall into that same category. Although I'm going to try to be in one place for the most part of next year.
yeah, it's not so much like, yeah, they are traveling, of course, but it's like for us, we've seen, I have a couple of mates that do it quite successfully. They're clients that do half a year photo shoots. You know what I mean? So all their clients are signing up for a photo shoot as a team.
Oh,
I had a buddy
shit.
just doing it in England right now. Like they had like 15 people doing it. It's like, it's just a person that would get fairly decent results just gets like crazy results because it just squeezes the last thing out. Right. So that's like a junior version of a show. Like you would sign up for a photo shoot. I'm not quite sure how much pull it would have on someone like you.
That would work for me.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, like, that's where my mind goes, right? It doesn't have to be a fucking, I don't want to go get oiled up or do the whole shebang.
No.
You know, like,
You just have to have something there is a big enough commitment
Yeah.
that you say no in the moment.
yeah, because the most dialed I've ever been is when I signed up for the marathon race.
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't tell me shit, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I was on it.
Why don't you do like a Hyrox or we do a bit of weights and you do the running thing and then, I think you just gotta get into the mojo of the training and it's combined with the diet. So maybe it's not just running and then you're like, fuck it, I can eat whatever I want to do.
Well, that's it.
a fun one.
15 kilos by the end of June. I'm calling my shot right here on the pod.
Yeah, there you go.
I appreciate you walking me through that, man. I'm so fascinated though. So the photo shoot thing works really well for the guys, and you said that 50% of the time, 3/4 of the people that are in your program move around half the time.
Yeah.
What do you do? What do you help them with as far as like travel, like meal plan, like stick to it? Because the food at Nirvana is healthy and all that stuff,
Yeah.
but like counting calories and this and that, like how do you make it so simple for them?
Yeah. Well, it's very easy. It's like, protein. Yeah, it sounds very wrong, but it's like protein breakfast and then meat and veg for the other meals. So you're in a hotel, you're in any place, you're on the go. You can either do eggs, right? Just eggs. You can do fucking yogurt. You can do protein shakes. You can grab them from any 7-Eleven. Like protein breakfast is just easy and on the go. And then your lunch and your dinner just becomes meat and veg, steak, salmon, chicken, whatever protein you want. And you just cut all the bullshit out. And people can do that anywhere. Like that's probably the simplest, easiest way to stay on track all the time because you don't have to weigh your food. You can eat a double portion of meat and veg and you'll never really overeat that,
Yeah. Protein breakfast, meat and veg.
Meat and veg, yeah.
Would you say that a lot of people, it's so funny, I think about this sometimes and I know enough to know that that's a dumb way of looking at it, but a lot of people want to jump to the supplements and they want to start doing this dialing in their fucking supplement stack and stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming like the most important thing is just calories in. Would you say that like what is the most important metric if you had to pick one?
Of your macros or
Just to measure every day. Is it protein intake? Is it calorie intake? Is it something else? Like what is it?
yeah, I would say if I have to pick one, it's just like you get your protein in every single day. Because when you just eat that and you just eat that and eat enough of that, like you automatically are saturated and you eat less of the other things. So you're gonna be full longer, right? You're gonna have the building blocks for building muscle and sustaining muscle mass. And it's very hard for you to overeat protein.
Yeah.
Like it kind
200
of
grams of protein is. And you say do your amount in body weight? Like
Yeah, I would do. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So I would get around 200 a day. But it's like you see yesterday, like you eat one of those ribeyes. Like I eat 350 grams of ribeye every night, just a steak. That's it. Barbecue, 350 grams, and that's it. If I eat that one for lunch, dude, I'm not hungry until 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
So you're getting the good fat there. You're getting the proteins, and it's a hack.
I think the problem with the processed food, which I've found to be challenging because it's so easy, but at the same time, like cooking a fucking steak is also easy, right? And so, but with the convenience, like the processed food just doesn't fill you up.
Yeah.
You constantly
Feel
want
terrible.
more cravings, more and more.
Yeah.
Carb crash, go to the fridge, bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
Right? It just kind of creates this cycle.
Yes, I think the biggest thing is it's like we're talking about association. Is like look at your plate and never look at your plate anymore as just food. Like look for like the protein. Look for like what's the carbs, what's the fat, and always look for that. And then I always just try to be like, where's my protein on my plate? And if you do processed food or if you do any junk food and stuff, like there's none really.
Yeah, it doesn't
Right.
exist.
So you just know that's garbage. You are going to feel bad and it's not going to be good for you. Like if I'm eating, they have 2-for-1 pizzas here on Sundays. It's really good. If you're here, yeah, we'll do it, dude.
I'll pass.
Yeah. But it's like, it's almost like my mindset is so wired that if I go for that pizza, I'm like, where's my protein? So then I could actually drink a protein shake on top of it or get.
And then you won't eat as much pizza.
Exactly.
Okay, so the thing to keep in mind for me is just where's my fucking protein?
Where's your protein? And even if you just want to make it a really dummy rule, like just eat your protein first. If you feel like, okay, I'm going to go out, I'm going to eat more food tonight, like go for dinner, or you want to have dessert, just eat the steak first. Eat it, sit with it for 15 minutes, talk, do these things. Dude, you won't even want dessert.
I could set I like thinking about my income as daily instead of like, people talk about monthly and, I think reverse engineering it down to the day. It's like I try to make at least $1,000 a day or whatever the number is, right? Doing the protein on a monthly scale where it's like, 200 times, like 6,000 grams of protein a month. And just like setting my income, my target for my protein income.
Yeah.
Intake, yeah.
Dude, that's actually a fun metric to put on a dashboard for clients.
Yeah.
Your
6,000 a
goal.
month.
Yeah.
And that's like a reward, Yeah.
And
then you don't even want to reward yourself with this pizza,
No.
right? You find a different way. And I think that could be a game that I could get behind.
Yeah.
It's like, what's my protein intake on a monthly basis?
Yeah.
And of course, bringing it down to the daily is going to make more sense. But setting a goal where it's like, okay, let me measure myself against that.
Yeah, it's huge. Like we're working a lot right now in the business in terms of AI and how can you incorporate that in so you really gamify people's experience in terms of, starting point to goal.
Do you experiment with like putting them into accountability groups or huddles like inside of the program, like buddy system or anything like that?
Yeah, we try to do that. We haven't done so much like one-on-one buddies, a little bit, but we do like intimate groups with their coach and then them. So it's a smaller group, and then we do bigger groups like the whole team. So we're running a Christmas challenge, for example, right now where there's 2 winners. One is like most weight lost from starting point. And then there's best transformation in itself.
Is the weight loss from starting point as a function of the number or percentage of their
percentage?
Yeah.
Percentage. Yeah. And then the other one, is best transformation, because we have guys that already are fairly lean. So like we just want a banger testimonial picture.
Right.
And so they get, free supplements, 3 months of coaching and shit.
Hell yeah.
So it's good fun.
Dude, how does it feel? Because the way I think about businesses, or the way I think about sectors of business in our world with this digital info coaching space, is really there's health, wealth, relationships.
Yeah.
And I've been mostly in the wealth. Like we help people land jobs. Before that, I was helping people build a marketing business, coaching, online business coaching, right? But you're doing health and fitness coaching. What, how does it feel to have these transformations come in on a daily basis? I really enjoy looking at it on your stories and just seeing people turn their lives around. Like it's a fucking, you're making a gigantic impact, dude.
Yeah, dude. And I think it's like, wherever you are, you never see it, you never feel it. So whatever impact you're having in your industry, you think like, oh, it's not really a thing, but like you help a guy fucking get that job or something, it's huge. So I think we all just kind of like, we don't really see it so much. And it's almost like, it sounds it sounds bad, but it's almost like you almost want something else always.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh, I wish I was in that industry. I wish I was doing something else.
Isn't that weird? Like I see you and I'm like, I should lose weight and start a fitness business. Or like I see my buddy and I'm like, I should do this.
Yeah.
Or this guy's doing content strategy. I'm like, oh, gotta do content thing. Like it's interesting how people go into that boring middle.
It's because you're doing it. It's just, I think it's just the human brain. It's like if you look at a white fucking, everything you do is white, like you're gonna get over white. But now I think a big thing is I've been more and more removed from the business in terms of the coaching and the clients and stuff, and dived a little bit more back into it again and like getting a feel on like how is everybody doing and stuff. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And dude, no, you're right. Like nothing actually fills me more up than leaving a conversation with a guy, with one person or a group or whatever, and just hearing, I'm like, that is so like normal for us today to eat or, look that way or feel that way about themselves. It's like, but for them, it's huge.
It's brand
new person. And you forget that sometimes. So I think it is very rewarding, to be honest. It's like the reason why I started the business back then I never thought I would be in fitness, ever. I never thought I would be an entrepreneur, ever. So I saw my dad, you know, he's he's selling Christmas trees.
Bullshit.
So they're having a season right now, but they're selling.
He's doing it right now.
Right now, dude. They're
Yo,
selling
I need a
trees.
tree, man.
He's like, what do you think? Can you like give one cent to Bali? I'm like, dude, it'll probably die before it's over. No, so in his prime, he was selling like, I can't remember, like 50,000 trees every single year. Export,
Trees.
like all over Europe, big trucks coming, picking up and stuff. And then he had a guy, like
That's more than 100 trees a day.
dude, it's a lot. I was out there. It's like all around our house. So we have like 32 acres around just with trees. But very early on when I was young, he got fucked over one season by a guy. So he saw basically the whole export 1 year was through one guy. And that guy just stole all the money. It's like 1.5 million and just disappeared. And he did it with multiple people. And that really caught my dad. So I can't remember. I've probably been 12 at that time. So I've just always seen struggle, that it wouldn't pay off. And it's just hard work.
High risk.
There's no reward in it. And then when I was 16, I got a job as it's like a graphic designer sort of thing where you do designs and shit. And he was similar guy, small business, grinding fucking 16 hours a day. And I just saw him and I'm like, that doesn't look like fun. So it never crossed my mind, ever, until I moved to Australia.
And then what was there a moment or was it kind of gradual? Walk me through that process.
Like I did you hear the drugstore and stuff? Like I was doing drugs.
A little bit.
when I
We
was
could dive
younger.
in.
Yeah. So from the age of 14, so I played football from 5 to 12, right? High level, good at it, loved it, popular kid in school, got a lot of my thing from that, my personality from that. And I just lost interest in it, you know, around 12, 13, which is quite young. And when you get bored, you know, that's probably why I resonated a lot with a guy like Grant Cardone. It's like when you get bored, I never ran from anything. I was never sad. I just picked up drugs and then I just went fucking full throttle with drugs. And that really just led me down a track from 14 to 19 of just using and abusing that.
Was
the
that
extreme.
smoking weed? Was that everything? Was that going to the higher stuff? Coke?
Shooting, snoring.
Really?
Yeah, everything, dude. Heroin, coke,
And that was in Australia?
everything in Denmark.
In Denmark. Is it
yeah.
pretty like common there? Like
Yeah, I think
amongst the scene? I mean, everywhere is common. But
Yeah. There's, I don't know your town where you grew up, but it's like
Oh my God.
smaller towns. It's like
yeah.
speed.
Where I'm from is like fentanyl and heroin is like ranked high, like one of the highest in the nation. Where my a small town, like random town.
So yeah, I think like these towns, that's where I grew up as well. It's like, it's just, what else are you gonna do than drink and fucking and do drugs and stuff, you know? So
So 14 and 19, you're just going.
14, 19, yeah, it's just, yeah, it was fun in the beginning, and you know, but then you just start to ruin your life, you ruin your mindset. You're still young. I'm frying my brain, and yeah, just I've always been an outgoing kid, always been good, always been very confident when I was younger, and then I just deteriorated that, like really starting to hide. I had to I was sitting inside,
Sneak
like
out.
just sneak out, like doing all the things behind closed doors, and that was really what actually, you know, what can you say, put me on the path to what I'm doing today. Because then as soon as I got out of that, I did that with fitness, using fitness, training, and using my body to sort of like get out of the environment, get out of the people, start working on myself. But then when I moved to Australia, finishing the fitness thing, I moved there and then I was just by myself. And that's when a lot of the mindset came up, a lot of insecurities. I didn't speak English at that time, so I learned second language. So when you're rocking up there, you're 22, and I was like, fuck, this is a bit weird.
Culture shock.
Culture shock, you know, insecurities, you know, self-doubt, like, what am I doing? I can't fit in, like, I can't speak to anyone. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that in the beginning. And that really just put me on the track of just like working on myself.
What was that culture shock period? Was it weeks? Was it months?
I'll probably say it was the first year. 1 year.
12 months. Just
12
like, what
months,
the
yeah.
fuck?
What the fuck?
Anxious.
Yeah. Insecure, yeah, like just not being yourself.
And then you started working, and that was the graphic design thing?
No, I started working as an arborist down there, labor. I
Yeah.
moved furniture around, climbing trees, cutting tree downs and stuff, which was actually quite good because it was me and then just the boss, 55-year-old man, And he really took me into his family, and like I drove around in his car and we just worked together. So I, learned a lot through that, which was great. And then I just pivoted out to fitness. I started training people where I was like, work on myself, or work on my mindset. I can train people. Let me get my certificate here. And then I just started working in a gym.
So if we dive into that period, you're doing the labor stuff, you got a mentor who takes you under his wing, you're working, and you're starting to get some form of competence, which I think leads to confidence, right?
Yeah.
And you're working out at that time, starting to work out, and then really developing a love for it. When you moved, was it a hard stop on the drugs thing, or where did you cut the line on the drugs? Like,
drugs was 19. Drugs was 19 in Denmark, and then 19, 21, 22 was in Denmark. Cleaning, everything. I just competed it as a fitness athlete. So I was off drugs there. I was just a big unit. And then I moved to Australia.
So let's zoom in on the drugs to fitness. Like, walk me through that transition phase where was there like, enough is enough, fuck the bullshit, and you like looked in the mirror and you're like, I gotta change? Or what happened to make you switch out of that?
So it's a funny thing, because it's like it's over. I hated myself more and more doing drugs. So I'm like, I'm not getting anything positive out of it anymore. Why am I smoking weed? Why am I doing this coke? I'm like, it's not even fun anymore. Right? You're just like, dude, what are you doing?
Fuck yeah.
Right? Like every time you did it, it was like, I don't like myself right now when I'm doing it. So it was a progressive thing over time. But what actually changed it, dude, and it's so ridiculous. It's like I had a girlfriend at the time, and I was just fucked. Like body wise, I couldn't get erection anymore. I had no energy. I'm like, what's going on with me? Like I'm fucking crumbling. I'm 19 years old. I shouldn't do that. So I reached out to a psychologist. I remember I was at work typing in psychologist, and it was around sex psychologist,
How to get hard.
Dude, literally. I'm like, if you could do that today, I'll probably just have gone on TikTok.
Yeah.
And be like, got a full-on boner from OnlyFans chicks,
Right.
But anyway, like it was like one afternoon, fucking drive the car down there after work, and then I had 2 or 3 sessions with him. And the first
Therapy
session
type thing?
Yeah, it was just like he was whatever he was, old man, yeah. And everything was just like open up, like I'm feeling this way, I can't perform, I can't do anything. I'm like, what's wrong with me? I'm 19 years old. And he was like, tell me about yourself.
Yeah. Let's do a discovery.
Let's do a discovery, yeah. But everything just led back to like drugs, letting myself down, like doing things I know I shouldn't do. And that was the line that really changed. He was like, said, Simon, every single time you're doing something you know you shouldn't do, you're banging yourself 2 steps backwards. And I don't know why that association was like the pivot moment for me, but it's like,
you remember him saying that?
That was the line that changed everything. It's like, as I said, I don't like myself this way right now. I don't like myself when I'm doing drugs. Every time you're doing drugs, you do more of this. And I don't know why that just pivoted out, but I went out afterwards and I didn't hang out with my friends anymore. They're like, come out. I was like, no. Hanged out with myself for like 3 months and just cleaned up and then started training. But that was the moment.
Were there any, I appreciate you sharing that, man. A lot of people go through the same thing, and it's kind of, I think more and more people are starting to talk about their story. And I thought about like, as I start to move into the more like public eye, like, should I refrain from sharing what I went through or not? And I had a friend, he shared about his gambling addiction and things like that. And I think it's really powerful, man. Because if you can just, like, the biggest transformations that happen, and I can use this as an example, like if you ever want to like bring someone to God and Jesus, one of the most powerful things you can do is use your testimony. Right? It's like, here's how God affected my life personally, and this is what happened to me, and this is where I was, and this is where I went. Boom. You can light someone on fire because they might have those same associations that you have you going through the same thing.
Yeah.
And so for you, it's like, there's probably someone out here listening to this right now where it's like, you might be literally doing drugs, hating yourself, wondering why you're even doing it, and you're getting to that contemplation phase. Just so you know, like, there is a way out, right? And it's like, I think for me personally, I went through a similar journey where I was just kind of like, grew up really poor from a financial perspective and got into selling weed early on because I realized like, oh, okay, people are buying it for $70 for a quarter.
Yeah.
And if I get an ounce, I can get it for $140 so I can double my money. I was like 14 years old and I was doing the math. I was like, I could get behind that, you know? And so I started selling drugs. And then it was also because I wanted to smoke weed and I couldn't afford it. I didn't have any money to pay for it. So I was like, well, the wholesale retail thing. But then over time, like my mentors became drug dealers where they were the big homies, you know, they were the mentors in my life and they were not the best ones to walk in their footsteps, but that was who was in front of me as far as my environment goes.
Yeah.
And, you know, I remember just like going more and more into the upper world of that because I started climbing the ranks or whatever, right? Like I was like, okay, if I'm going to do this, I'm
all in, baby.
going to scale.
Fucking scale this weed business. Yeah,
Exactly.
But it's true.
And I was going to Colorado and LA and doing all this stuff. And then like all the people were doing the bottle service and the parties and then the Coke. And there was, I did have a moral code about it though. Like I felt as though the people that I was serving like they needed it or whatever, or at least that's what I told myself. I'm really glad I'm out of that now because I don't want to get people high for a living. But I never like graduated to powder or like started selling Coke or anything. But I remember just like being in the house parties and stuff and I would party and indulge because I'm a pretty agreeable person. Like I say yes and to trips and to travel and to all the things, right? And too much agreeability is a bad thing. But I would say yes here and there and I'd do the house parties and the Coke. And I remember just like sitting at one of my buddies' houses and just like this internal notification going off like, you are not where the fuck you're supposed to be. And now that I'm on the other side of it, right, it's like, okay, like you can change and you can make it out. I think for so many people though, there's a choice that has to be made and not everybody's in enough pain. And sometimes if I see somebody who's just kind of like dabbling or whatever, that's almost like the worst place to be.
Exactly.
Because you're just in that comfortable middle. But for you, it got so bad that you're like, I can't even get my dick hard. I gotta go get.
But that's literally that is the key to it because it's like when you asked me before, like the men that come to you guys, like what are they saying? What are the problem they're coming with? And you know that from fucking copywriting. It's like it's the surface level. It's the top part. I don't like the way I look in the mirror, but it's never about that. It's all the things down below. It's like I can't get a fucking dick hard right now. I'm doing something. Right. You know what I mean? Like, and that was like, that was just a letter all the way down to all the right things that needed to change.
Yeah.
So, that's a good one.
So you talk to the therapist and he's like, every time you take these bets where you kind of lie to yourself or let yourself down, you're literally putting yourself two steps backwards.
Yeah.
Flip the switch, get the gym membership. Were there people that you were looking up to? Was it Arnold or like, was there mentors online? Like, was there anybody that you gravitated towards and you started to see as like a North Star, or was it some guy in the gym that no one would ever know? Like, was there any mentors around you at that time?
Yeah. So I already trained at the age of 15, but Arnold, I grew up with Arnold. I didn't grow up with social media because we're talking 2000 and when is this? Like 2010, like 2008.
Yeah, right before Instagram, like there was none
10,
of this.
11, yeah, so there wasn't anything. But Arnold was a big figure. I bought his book when I was 16 as well. And then I got a mentor of mine in the gym. He actually became, like, I'm still in contact with him today, old bodybuilding guy. You know, he's 60 today.
What's his name?
John Schilder, yeah. No, you would love him. He's a classic, yeah.
So he kind of took you under his wing on the gym phase, working out.
Yeah, I hang out with him. He was my dad. So my dad, you know, love him today, you know, but he was never around when I was younger, and we had not a really good relationship when I was a shit at home, you know. So I probably gravitated to someone like him, and he was just my father figure, and we trained together, and I think he loved it. He had 2 daughters, but like I was just part of the family.
Hell yeah.
You know. So
your boss took you under, then the weightlifting guy, and so now you started getting your certificates and you're moving into the fitness, and that's what, 2017?
Yeah, I started just training people. I trained more myself there. And again, I still never thought about I wanted to do anything in fitness. So the age of 16, I don't know what you do in the US, but we do year 1 to year 9, and then we go out and then we can do like business school, we can do technical thing, and then you can do the other directions there. And I ended up testing. We have to test which direction you want to go. And I ended up in business school. And that was the age of 16. And straight away within the first 2 hours, I knew this is what I want to do. So I don't know what it was. It was the teacher, it was the energy, it was the subject. I always just like people that can do sales, people that can communicate. I've been drawn into them since I was young.
Sure.
So I knew I wanted to do something in that direction.
Yeah.
Didn't understand the product, didn't understand what I wanted to do. And that's what really merged when I...
And so you link the two together. You're like, I have an affinity for training and working out. I'm starting to gain an affinity for business.
Yeah, when I came to Australia. So I did the 2 years in business school, 2 years in a company as a sales assistant. So you get like a 4-year degree.
A little apprenticeship type.
Apprenticeship, yeah. Sold drugs like you did as well, you know, when I was
legal way.
14. Yeah, I was like, what's a good product, you know, and what's a fair price for this product, you know? That was my mindset when I saw weed. I'm like, oh, this is a good weed.
Oh, you did sell weed?
Everything, coke, pills, amphetamine, but weed a lot as well, yeah. Yeah, I quit my jobs when I was like 14 to 16 because I'm like, I can just sell drugs.
Okay. So help me understand the timeline. I want to make sure I got it right. So 14 to 16, all the way to
14 to 18, I'm an idiot.
you're doing drugs, idiot.
Yeah.
And then you're working out at like 15.
15, yeah.
So there's some overlap.
Yeah.
Idiot plus
Still training. Yeah.
Okay. 16. When do you go to Australia? What age?
22.
22.
Yeah.
And from 16 to 22, was that where you did?
So drugs until around 19, and then 19 to 22 is fitness, pure fitness, no drugs, nothing.
And you started your business when you were 19?
18, 6, I can't remember now. Yeah, 17. I do the 2 year in school and then 2 year in a company.
Got
So
it.
do the
Sales
apprentices.
associate.
Yeah.
Were you selling drugs at that time? Overlap?
Yeah, coke. Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
selling drugs, business school.
Yeah.
Same for me. Same exact thing. Going to business school, actually working a job, being a student, and then
And so
drug dealing at night.
Yeah.
At some point, you got to say, for me, it was like, okay, this is not a long-term vehicle.
Yeah.
Constantly having to look over my shoulder, driving down the interstate.
Yeah, you get robbed and shit, man. You get
Yeah, it wasn't even the police I had to worry about as much. I've been robbed at gunpoint like 3 times. Lucky to be alive.
Yeah.
You know? But okay, 2019,
Yeah.
you go to Australia, or is that
22.
Okay.
Yeah.
Start making some progress, business school, etc. And then you go to Australia. Why did you go to Australia?
I always wanted to live outside. Since I was a kid, every time we went on holiday, every time we went across the border. So I'm born like 30 minutes from the German border. So we can like just pop over there. So I've always been fascinated by different. So I just knew that. I knew that since I was a kid. And then I went to New York with my school when I was 16. And like really, I was like, fuck, this is the place. And then it just planted the seed. And then it was
So
just...
you picked Australia.
Yeah, but people ask why did you pick up? So I think it was just I can't even remember, dude. It was probably just the visa were easy. It's English, it's far away, it's similar to America, but I would have picked America
Yeah,
if
sure.
I could.
So you get out. Walk me through the early stages of the business. Was it just like you're working out and you're DMing people? Like, because now social media is starting to become a thing. Were you posting on Facebook? What did that look like?
Yeah, so I started as a personal trainer in Australia.
Yep.
That was the
In
starting
person.
point. In person, personally training. Instagram was there, yeah. And I was kind of like just playing with it, you know, travel photos and that sort of thing. And it's actually funny. So I was just doing personal training, and then it's this little like Asian gay guy that was in the gym, you know, and he walks up to me one day. He was like, Simon, I think you should do social media. Like, I will help you. I'll help you manage your social media. And he actually legitimately did. He knew about it. He was like from Vietnam, living in Australia. And looking back on the advice he gave me back then, I'm like, he's so right. So we just started, he filmed me. We planned workouts. He did the thing. He was like, don't deviate. Don't talk about that shit. Just like topless, you know, you're good looking, fucking train. Show people what they want. When you get an audience, then talk about what you want. Then I did that. And then I didn't listen to his advice.
And then
I was talking about everything I wanted. And then it sort of like plummeted down there. But yeah, long story short, started as a personal trainer, started tingling with social media, did personal training probably for 6 months already. And I knew, boom, there's a cap to it. And that's when I thought, okay, I need to do
Go
something.
online.
Yeah.
what was your first like online? Was it direct one-to-one? Was it a little ebook of how to lose weight, or what?
I remember I was on a date, okay? And that ended up as a good date. So I stayed at her place. And I woke up the next morning and I looked at my phone and I got the first sale on a meal plan ebook.
Hell yeah.
Dude, and
what
I
was
was
it called? Do you remember?
7-day eating plan, I think it was called. So like
Genius copywriting.
the 7-day eating plan, that was called, dude. It was the best thing yet.
How
So
did that feel? That fucking first taste of internet money.
I can't remember. It was just like, yeah, it worked. I'm like, fuck, it worked.
I'm the shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, dude, I probably learned the online fitness coaching business in complete reverse. So I actually learned it funnels, ads, copywriting first. I didn't do like the personal training and then like, let me get a person over, start training them and let me do, hey, 5 guys, let's do a case study kind of thing, like very direct DM and stuff. I actually never did that.
Skip the bullshit.
Yeah, but I think I should have done that.
Yeah.
So I just went fucking like, hired a guy, $10,000, he found me on Instagram, met with him. So he actually used to be the copywriter for Ty Lopez.
Yeah.
And did calls with him, and then every Friday, that was it. Just learned about funnels, and he walked me through everything. Created like 7 different funnels and 7 different low ticket products and stuff, But
For you, with you.
yeah, for you, with me, like all that. Didn't make any money,
But you learned though.
but I learned a lot. Right?
And so now you're in your early 20s, 23, 24,
Yeah.
25.
Yeah.
At what point did you, and it might have just been recently, but at what point did you really say, like, I've got something here, let me throw some gasoline on the fire? Or were you already kind of in that mindset and you just didn't know what the fuck you were doing? Or like, where did you really start taking it seriously?
It's a good question because I feel like I'm always taking it seriously, and it's like a lot of the guys today, Alex and Mosey and all of them, they're talking about that when you start out, you don't know how far away you are from your thing. And then when you walk out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years out, and then you look back and you're like, Jesus Christ, like, did I do all these things? I would never do that again. So it's a little bit that feeling today where back then you don't know. And you're actually doing it for the right reasons. So going full circle back to why I actually started out is because I wanted to help myself get out of social anxiety, not feeling good about myself. Like the mindset I had when I moved to Australia and stuff. So I bought the Tony Robbins, I thought like self-esteem courses, I would, journal, I would meditate, I would walk every morning. I would do all these things. And then I started picking up the phone and just like sharing. And that was really the beginning to the business online today. Because I don't really see myself as a fitness guy as I am, but I like more the mindset, just by nature. I like more the mindset, the physical, like the mental changes, like how can you actually move a person from A to B like that. And that was really what I wanted to share. I wanted to do these things in that area. But you did it because you wanted to help yourself. And so it was the right thing. You're just creating and sharing. Where now it's kind of like, yeah, you've been doing it for a long time. Now you're running a business. Now it's paperwork. Now it's doing this stuff. And sometimes I've had a check-in with myself this year of like, I need to reconnect with the real things again.
What do you mean by that?
Just what are you actually doing? Who are you helping? Who do you want to become? Like what's inside you that you want to share, that you want to do? And connecting back with that thing again, we're running a business and running ads and looking at budget and looking at money like that. It becomes it's a very clinical thing. It's
Sure.
like, right? So
What have you learned this year? Obviously, some of those questions are coming to mind where you're probably asking yourself that right now. What are some of the areas where you feel like you might have dropped the ball this year on your own things? Like, have you been forgetting some of your own habits or deleting some stuff in sacrifice of the business? Like, where do you feel like you could have done better this year?
I think there's 2 lessons I've learned, or it's one lesson that I learned twice, and it's you cannot delegate, or you cannot close your eyes and expect other people to just run with it without you understanding the full depth of what's happening.
Yeah. Well, there's a big difference between delegation and abdication. Abdication is like, I'm good.
You expect it.
Handle this thing
Yeah.
like I imagine it in my mind.
Yeah.
And I'm going to leave you the fuck alone, and I'm going to ask for it perfectly. And then if it's not that way, I'm going to be mad at you.
Yeah.
Right. And so I've learned that the delegation part it requires that second loop where you get to stay on it. Right.
And I think it's the learning thing. It's like just the two lessons I had was like the first one was like having other people running my marketing, running my ads, running my front end, and you're kind of like a little bit desperate because you don't know. So you're trying this and you're trying this and you're trying this, only to figure out you burned all your money, right? All your money gone, like stressful, dude. I had a screenshot fucking like, when was that, 2 years ago? Like I was down to thousands of dollars in my bank account, like a couple of $1,000 in my bank account, just all burned, personal savings and everything, because I didn't understand it. I'm like, oh yeah, we're fixing it. And then 1, 2, 3, 8 months later, boom, gone, all money. I'm like punched in the face. I still remember the day. I'm like tears down my eyes, like calling my mom and stuff. Like I had to pay the last bill for some team stuff. And I was like, boom, that's the money I had left. And it's because I didn't pay attention. So that was the first lesson I really had. Like, people lie, numbers don't. Fucking get your metrics in place. Track every single key thing that you need to have, and look at that relentlessly, because that's your dashboard. That's your control. How are we doing? I don't want to hear it. I want to see it. Show me, right? So the same lesson I learned this year, just on the back end, at the retention.
Yeah.
Retention and churn. I'm like, oh, that's not really real, that thing. A lot of people talk about, churn is kind of like the silent killer in your business. Yeah, we felt that this year. And I've delegated it over to other people to run it. And it was like, there was a system, it was good. But again, show me the numbers. There was no metrics. It was like a vague number. There was like processes in place. But dude, full responsibility and fucking revamp the whole thing, tracking metrics, numbers in every single thing that is important. And then you just look at it. It's like, wait, like getting stronger. Look at these numbers every day. So that's probably the biggest thing. But it's a lesson.
Sure. So that's a big one. What was the other one you said? There was 2 lessons?
Well, it was 2 situations for 1 lesson. Numbers. Track your numbers and like understand. I think, was it Elon Musk that had an interview, or there's people that work with him, where they're like, he is so like fanatic about understanding the details of every single role he's going into.
Yeah, it's really like, I've seen the previous mentor that I had, he was so autistic about the numbers, right? And that's how we made decisions. It's like, what's the data that we're trying to change? We have to know it. And I was working in another organization where the data integrity is not there. And it's like, I can't trust these numbers. I'm flying blind.
Yeah.
And like you said, 2, 3, 4 months later, boom.
Yeah, it's like,
It was really 4
delayed.
months ago that the time bomb started ticking. Right?
Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. So that's, but yeah, no, I think it's just, I think some of the things I want to become better at is, I want to be a better leader. I'm good at inspiring. I'm good at, getting the thing across, but I want to be more well-rounded this year. Less reactive, less like, oh, I'm going to fucking punch through the wall and shut down the fire, and more like wise. That's probably one of the things that is sort of like a come full circle for me now, probably the last 1 or 2 years. It's like, I feel more wise. I feel more confident, but not even the word confident. I just feel like I can move things now. And I don't feel so like, what is this about? I think that's probably, that's a really nice feeling in the business. It's you just know a certain level now, and how to stay there and how to do these things.
Yeah, man. Well, it's been awesome seeing you scale up. I've had the pleasure of kind of watching the last 2 years unfold for you, and the progress is there, so I'm excited to see where you take it now. We're running a little bit out of time, but
I could hear they were not.
Dude, let me ask you this. So we did a time capsule for me, right? And dropped 15 kilos. by late June, I'll call it my birthday, June 27th.
June, yeah.
Late June, June 27th, we're down 15 kilos, 30, whatever pounds. Call it 30 pounds. What would be your time capsule if we could jump forward? And I'll be back in Bali next winter, that's for sure.
Yeah.
We'll redo the pod, round 2. We'll probably do some more before that when you come to the States. But what would you like to achieve or set a goal for yourself? Business, health, wealth, relationships, whatever, to come back in a year from now.
I want to, it's multiple goals, but it's like I want the business to be, let's just call it, like we can easily, we not easily, but we can for sure hit 300K a month.
Okay. 3.6
666, to 12 months from now. That's the aim financially with the business. But then I want the business to be built so that I can do more of the things we talk about. So I can do more podcasts, I can do more speaking on stages. I can actually be above certain things. I can work on the business instead of doing the sales and in the business. That would be a personable goal to get out of. And it's forced for us to get to 300 or 400K.
Let's go.
Right. And then I want probably find a girlfriend. And then I just want to have more like-minded people around me and actually do more stuff with people, deeper relationships.
Let's go, man.
Right.
Well, good. It's been an absolute pleasure. So grateful for you, man. Grateful for our time together. 300K a month run rate.
Yep.
Within 6 months.
Yep.
Hey.
Yep.
Why not?
Why not?
You do 300, I'll drop 30.
Yeah, there we go. That's the number.
That's the top, boys. All right, guys.
Thank you.